This message did not suddenly appear in front of you. It is not a game of some algorithm. It is not just a coincidence of words. It is the answer to that moment when today, quietly, without telling anyone, you said inside yourself, "I can't anymore." When you looked at yourself in the mirror and tried to smile, but the exhaustion pooled in your eyes overflowed. When you thought that maybe everything in your life is somehow your fault. When you felt that you stayed strong for everyone, but no one stood strong for you. And in that exact moment, in that exact empty space, this message came to you. Because some things do not arrive late, they arrive at exactly the right time. And right now, something is stirring inside you, as if a window has suddenly opened in a closed room. A gust of air has come in, and along with the dust, the burden you have been carrying for years has begun to lift. You kept telling yourself for so long, "I'll handle it, I'll fix it, just one more responsibility, just one more compromise, just one more day." And days turned into months, months into years, and you kept getting more tired from the inside, the kind of tiredness that sleep doesn't cure, that a vacation doesn't cure, that even laughing among people doesn't cure. Because this is not the tiredness of the body, it is the tiredness of the soul. And today, someone is saying to you, enough now. You don't have to carry it anymore. You don't have to prove yourself anymore. You don't have to understand everything anymore. You don't have to save everyone anymore. Now there is someone saying, "Let me do it." Come with your broken questions. Come with your incomplete answers. Come with your shame. Come with your fear. Come with your anger. Come with your regret. Because here, no one needs to look clean. No one needs to pretend to be strong. No one needs to prove that they are okay. Here, you just need to bring the truth, because truth is the first step. And you are afraid that if you show the truth, someone will turn away. But the one calling you is not afraid of mess, is not afraid of brokenness, is not afraid of those parts you have hidden even from yourself. Because those parts are exactly where miracles happen. Those cracks are exactly where the light comes in. Today, the fog in your mind, the confusion, the constant noise running inside you, in the middle of it, a voice is descending. Be still. You are not lost. You are not stuck. You are not left behind. You are just tired. And being tired is not failure. Being tired is proof that you are human. Today, in the middle of that storm, where you felt everything would be washed away, someone is placing a hand on your shoulder and saying, "I am here." And as soon as these words sink into you, you feel your breath become a little deeper, your chest a little lighter, because fear is greatest when we feel we are alone, but you were never alone. You just forgot that someone was walking with you. In every place where you felt lack of money, of love, of respect, of direction, there was not just emptiness, there was preparation. Space was being made so that when the time came, you would not be filled a little, but completely. And the road ahead will not be easy. This is not a false promise, but one thing will change. Now you will be given a strength that is not just in muscles, not just in courage, but in that trust that says, even if I fall, I will be held. You will not be given a map of every turn. You will not be given answers to every question, because if everything were clear in advance, there would be no need for faith. You just have to take the next step, then the next, then the next, sometimes just the next breath, and that is enough, because you are following someone who does not live only on the heights, who does not appear only when everything is fine, but who comes down into your valley, sits in your darkness, sees your tears, and lifts you from there. And when you come out, you are not the same as before. You are deeper, truer, stronger. And maybe right now it feels like this is the end, that this is defeat, that there is nothing beyond this. But the truth is, this is the turn where the story changes. This is the moment where the old chapter closes and a new one begins. And a new chapter does not always begin with noise. Sometimes it begins with silence, with a quiet yes, with an inner acceptance. And if something stirred inside you, if you felt these words hit the walls of your heart and echo back, if you felt that someone was speaking in your language, in your exhaustion, in your story, then do not let this pass by, because this was not just to be heard, it was to rise, it was to change, it was to break that old pattern in which you always put yourself last. Today, right here, in this very moment, say clearly inside yourself, I accept this. And these will not just be words, this will be a decision, a turning point, a seed. And when a seed goes into the soil, everything looks the same on the surface, but underneath, something breaks, something changes, something new is formed. And after some time, that very seed becomes a forest. Now rise with that same trust, with that same victory that already belongs to you, and walk like someone who knows they are not alone, because this is the moment where the listener stands up, and the one who stands begins to walk, and the one who walks changes the world. If you felt like someone named your silence, understand that this is not a coincidence. This is the very moment your soul prepared for ahead of time, because heaven is never late, and neither are you. And in this very moment, a deep, quiet, but powerful transformation has already begun inside you. A transformation that does not make noise, but changes the direction of life. So do not take this lightly. Do not let it simply flow past, because some messages are not read, they are felt. And if somewhere inside you a voice is rising that says, "This is for me," then maybe that is the truth. And if you accept it, do not accept it only in your mind, accept it with your entire being, because with acceptance, miracles are activated. And now listen, my child, I have seen you, even when no one else noticed you. I have felt the burden you carried behind a smiling face, the burden that does not show, but makes every step heavy. You have been trying to be strong for a very long time, trying to understand everything, trying to save every relationship, trying to fix every broken thing. You took the responsibility of holding everything together all by yourself. You thought if you didn't handle it, everything would fall apart. And in this thinking, you kept leaving yourself behind. You are tired, not just in your body, but in your soul. And being tired is not weakness, it is proof that you gave everything you had. But now let me lift you. Now do not think that you must fix yourself first, understand everything first, become strong first. No, come with your confusion, come with your questions, come with your fear, your shame, your failures, your broken parts, because I am not the God of perfect people. I am the God of sincere hearts. I am not afraid of mess. I am not afraid of that darkness you are afraid of, because where you see an end, that is where I begin miracles. And today, in this very moment, I declare divine clarity over your mind, a clarity that does not suddenly explain everything, but gives you enough that the next step becomes visible. I declare peace over the storm running inside you, a peace that changes you before circumstances change. And in the places where you always felt lack, where you thought you were not enough, that you did not have what others have, there I am releasing abundance, not just outside, but inside you as well. Because when the inside is filled, the lack outside loses its power. And for the journey ahead, yes, I am giving you strength, not ordinary strength, but that supernatural strength that works when everything feels impossible. That strength that keeps you standing even through tears. You do not need to understand everything right now. To be honest, you will not be able to, because some paths are not walked with the mind, but with trust. You just have to follow me step by step, breath by breath, moment by moment. Let today's burden stay with today. Leave tomorrow for tomorrow, because I am not a God who sits only on mountaintops, testing you from a distance. I am the Redeemer who comes down into your valley, who walks with you in the mud, who does not count your tears but wipes them away. And when I bring you out of that valley, it will not be the way you went in, but stronger, deeper, truer than before. So do not think this is your end, this breaking, this obstacle, this waiting, this pain. No, this is the beginning of something beautiful, a beginning that feels scary because the old is falling away. But remember, every seed must first go into darkness before it becomes a sprout. And I have already gone ahead of you. Where you think, what if this happens? I have already said it has happened. The victory is yours, even if dust is still rising on the field. Even if your breath is still heavy, the victory is already decided. Now walk like that, not with your head bowed, but with trust, not with fear, but with faith, not with the burden of the past, but with the light of the future. And whenever your heart feels heavy again, whenever it feels like you are alone, remember this moment. Remember this voice, because this message was to remind you that you were never alone, are not alone, and never will be. Amen? This is not an ordinary message, and as you read it, you are already feeling that, because there are some words that do not land in the eyes, but directly in that place where you are the quietest, where you have pressed so much down, where you stopped even talking to yourself. And right now, as your eyes rest on these lines, somewhere deep inside you, a part is awakening, without noise, without fear, like someone calling your name even in sleep, and the soul recognizing that this voice is meant for it. This message reached you intentionally, because heaven is never early or late. It is exactly on time. And this moment right now is that time. A subtle but deep transformation has already begun inside you. Even if your mind cannot fully understand it, your subconscious is accepting it with complete truth. Just as the body knows how to breathe without asking, the heart knows how to beat without understanding. You have held yourself together for so long, stayed strong for so long, even when you were breaking inside. Even when no one saw your pain, you tried to fix everything, keep everyone together, control every situation. And in trying, you became so tired that maybe now you do not even feel the tiredness, just an emptiness, a heaviness, as if the soul quietly gave up. But listen, this is the moment you are being lifted. You are being held. You no longer need to strain. You can come with your confusion, your questions, your fear, your broken pieces exactly as you are. There is no judgment here, no shame here. No one will say, fix yourself first and then come, because mess is not feared here. Brokenness is not rejected here, because this is where miracles are born. Right now, clarity is settling over your mind, like someone finally opened a window after a long time, and fresh air is filling the room. The storm that has been raging inside you for so long that would not even let you breathe in peace, its speed is slowing, and you can feel that peace is not something you have to search for. It is something that has always existed inside you and is now rising back to the surface. Think of those nights when you stayed awake, staring at the ceiling, fighting questions, fearing the future. And now imagine if that same future became not fear, but support. If the same path that felt lost led you home. The areas where you always felt lack, where you thought you were not enough, that you did not have what others had, those very areas are now preparing to be filled. And this filling is not just external, it is inner strength, a strength that does not make noise, does not prove itself, it just exists and holds you at every step. You do not need to understand everything. Trying to understand is what exhausted you the most. You just need to allow the next step, just this breath, this moment. And as you keep doing that, you will feel the path opening on its own, doors beginning to appear, opportunities becoming recognizable, because this power does not sit only on heights. It comes down into your valley, walks with you in the dark, puts life back into your feet, and lifts you from the very place where you thought nothing was left. This is not your end, no matter how many times your mind tells you it is. This is a beginning filled not with noise, but with stability. And the deepest truth is that you are not walking alone. You never were. Victory has already started moving toward you. You just have to stop turning away from it. And now that you have come this far, now that your soul has recognized this message, now that something inside you has shifted, it is no longer possible to go back, because once something awakens, it does not go back to sleep. So right now, in this very moment, without fear, without doubt, establish this command within yourself. Say it in words or feel it deeply, but with complete truth. Give instructions to your subconscious. Give permission to your heart. Give direction to your life. Type it now or say it deep within. I accept this. And after this, walk as if victory is already yours, because now this is your command, this is your action, and this is the new reality that is going to form.